Thursday, friends. Welcome to Strand today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Hallie Murrow. Today we're live in Conway at Plants Direct, one of two locations along the Grand Strand, locally owned and operated. We are just over a week away from the first day of spring, and if you're ready to freshen your garden or add some greenery to your home, you're in the right place. We're taking a look at what they have in store and getting some tips to help your plants thrive. And I'm really excited to kick today's show off with my friend James. So good to see you.
So good to see you, Hallie, and so great to be here live on Grand Strand today. Excited is an excellent word for what represents what we're experiencing right now, because we're at the cusp of spring.
Yes,
here
we are.
It is.
The sun is out. We've started to notice a ton of pollen. So before we get into what we can do for our spaces, I want to spend a moment talking about that. We hear a lot of people complaining about allergies. You woke up and everything was covered in yellow, but there's actually a really important reason for pollen and what it can do for our plants.
See, unfortunately, pollen is a necessary evil, you know, depending on your allergies and the suffering that happens. But right now, pine is producing a lot of pollen. And pine trees, when they're producing that pollen, that allows it to spread and allows other things to germinate. And it really is just an important piece of our environment. So I know it's really a tough time. You know, just make sure you're washing your hands, don't touch your eyes, and we'll get through it together.
We sure will. And you guys just came off of the Spring Home Show with the Horry Georgetown Home Builders Association. It was so much fun to see you out there at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. We saw some of the items we're going to see back here, and I want to spend some time talking about this. We talk about this a lot. You guys are known for your wide selection of unique items when it comes to your home and garden. So take us through some of what we're looking at right now.
So Hal, you bring up a great point. We really try to separate us from a lot of other places by really doing a lot of homework and trying to source out material that isn't your cookie cutter grade, isn't your average grade, what you see everywhere. And I think what helps us a lot too is we're a small locally owned business. We have 2 locations in the area, but we can actually focus on what specifically works in this area and assure you that it will work in this area, instead of bringing in a large quantity of material and just hopefully wondering if it'll help you or work in your actual situation. We specialize in unique material as well as some of your normal, like Charleston Southern Living type material, like camellias, and that's some of the things that we'll go over here today. We have a lot of cool segments. I'd like to start one where it says, what's blooming in your neighbor's yard? You know, you ever wondered what's actually happening now in your neighbor's yard? What's blooming? What looks beautiful? Well, we're here to help answer those questions. We're always here to make sure that you understand what will work in your yard, what you're seeing, and what works the best. And you're welcome to come visit us at either location. We're right now here in Conway, but we also have that location up in Little River.
You guys do such a great job, and we spent a lot of the cooler months talking about what you can do in the fall and the winter to make sure you're set up for spring. But some of us just wake up and say, uh-oh, I didn't do any of those things, but I still want my yard to look fabulous as it's getting warmer. I want to spend more time outdoors. Do you have a solution for us if we procrastinated a little?
So I sure do. Please don't think you procrastinated. This is early in the game. We still have a few weeks. In fact, spring is around the corner as far as the official spring kickoff. But now, it is never too early to be excited about spring. I'm a planner. I like to plan things. If you're not a planner, it's okay. You can come by either location, look at what we brought in for the first phase of spring. You can talk to our sales specialist, and we can get you going and started in that spring kickoff that you want to have started in your home and in your yard, so that you'll be fully prepared and be able to show it off to your neighbors.
I love that.
Here soon.
Yes, we want to enjoy our space, right? James, thank you so much for having us today. I'm excited because we have a lot of really cool ideas to share with people, and you're not going to want to miss it, right?
Yeah, we're going to have a great show today. You guys are going to love it. Great segments, a lot of good information.
Thank you so much. We always learn a lot when we're here, and there's always so much fun to discover. Friends, you don't want to go anywhere. When we come back, we're taking you through some of the most iconic plants you can add to your space. We'll be right back here on Grand Strand today.
We're detective.
Many people with stubborn acne come to me after wasting money on products that don't work. That's why Proactive developed a clear skin routine you can trust. Proactive routines kill acne-causing bacteria at the source for clearer skin now and fewer breakouts later. I know these routines will give my patients the results they've been looking for. That's why I recommend Proactive.
You'll love your skin with Proactive. Shop now at Proactive.com to get your free gift with purchase. Also available at these retailers.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big, big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
Welcome back to Grand Strand today, friends. We're live at Plants Direct here in Conway, and over the next couple of weeks, you're going to start to see some colors really popping when it comes to plants. I'm back with James, and James, we've all been there where maybe we've admired our neighbor's yard and thought, I wonder if this would work in my space. And you guys actually hear that a lot, so much so we wanted to go over some really popular items you have here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is actually the segment I'm trying out. Well, what's blooming in your neighbor's yard, and like this is an exciting moment for anybody who's really excited about plant material, because this is like when spring is like introduced. And I brought a lot of material here just to show Grand Strand today some options that should be blooming right now or will be blooming here shortly.
Excellent. So where do you want to start here? I see Dustin's taking a look at this purple flower. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Take us through some interesting facts about this.
So that's a great place to start. It's a Jane magnolia. Normally it drops its leaves in the wintertime, but it is one of the first things that starts to bloom. And if you're excited about spring, warmer weather, what's in front of it, this will tell you it's that time. And it's just a wonderful feeling to see these guys blooming everywhere. We do have these at both locations available for you, and we can install them or help you get it loaded up into your vehicle. Behind that is that red bud. It's actually Hearts of Fire red bud. What it's going to do right now, and if you see on trees, you see these little tiny purple pinkish type blooms on them. Those are red bud right now, and there's so many different varieties. We try to carry some different varieties, some smaller versions as well as larger versions, depending on what works best in your yard.
It is gorgeous, and I know you guys can do it all. You can install any of the items we see here, but we have a lot of DIYers watching right now.
Yes.
So maybe they're not familiar with some of these. The first two you've gone over, where would we want to place these? Do they need a lot of sun? Are they shadier? And what type of atmosphere should we choose?
So these are all great questions, and they're the right questions to be asking. Your Jane Magnolia can handle full sun, the heat and humidity. It can be put anywhere. It takes a lot of sun. Whereas the one behind it, that red bud, or even this fantastic guy, which is a showstopper, this is a weeping cherry tree.
I love that.
They would actually like more filtered light. So if you've got a lot of pine trees or tall trees or oak trees, this is a good understory tree, which means it's lower level to bring features in and color into that spot. But it actually showcases a lot of its own interest, so to speak.
It's gorgeous, James, and it's whimsical. Look at how it hangs, guys. It really kind of gives off those magical feelings when you look at it, and it's only going to get bigger with those blooms. I know this is really popular right here.
Yes.
Take us through where this might go and what people love about it.
This is a camellia. It's actually one of the versions that works well in the shade as well. But this is one of those things that would have started blooming here even in the colder months, like the end of January, February, and it's just at the end of its bloom, but it's blooming before anything else at a different time. So when you start seeing like things that look like roses on the side of the road that are beautiful pinks, reds, that's a camellia. And like this whole section, I hate to sidetrack it, but if you're a golfer out there and you know the Masters golf tournament's coming in spring, a lot of these are the same type of plants that are nicknamed based on the hole. Like hole number 5 is camellia. The magnolia is another nickname for another hole at Augusta National. And that's one of my favorite tournaments to watch. So if you're a golfer out there and you want to be inspired by golf and do design work based off of that, azaleas is a major part of Augusta National, and we've got Formosa azaleas ready to pop and have a ton of color. You could actually design your whole landscape based off the 18 holes at Augusta.
Oh man, I love the idea, James. Thank you so much for taking us through these gorgeous options. And friends at home, you don't want to go anywhere. When we come back, we're sharing what you should do to those plants coming back to life after the winter. We'll be right back here on Grand Strand Today.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire, and remind us of the good happening all around us.
It can save somebody's life.
Because We could all use a little more good in our day.
The Good Side, Saturdays, only on Local News Live. Check your local listings on localnewslive.com.
Welcome back to Grand Strand today, friends. Who else has spring fever? We might have just the ticket for you with all these gorgeous colors here live at Plants Direct in Conway. 2 locations along the Grand Strand, the other in Little River. We're going to get to all these gorgeous items in just a moment, James. But first, I want to talk a little bit about some of our plants that have been sleepy through the winter. Maybe they're trying to wake up. Maybe some of us, I don't know, asking for a friend, aren't sure if they're worth salvaging or how we can kind of navigate them coming back to life. What do we need to know about those plants that we've held on to?
No, absolutely. I mean, this is what we're here for. We have specialists that can work directly with you, kind of give you some ideas and take a look. Pictures mean a world to us. Like if you were to take pictures of some of the items that you have questions on, because a lot of things naturally drop all their leaves and go into dormancy so that they protect themselves from the cold. And a lot of times we just simply ask that you take a look at some of those items, maybe take a picture, bring it into us so we can take a look at it, and maybe just scrape the bark back just a little bit so that you can see past the bark to see if the trunk has some green in it. That's a huge telltale sign that that plant is still good. It just needs some time to wake up, get used to its surroundings, and know it's safe to wake up and not get hurt by any more of the cold that we might experience.
Oh, that's a really good tip. So if we are seeing that it's completely brown, is that how we know to throw it out?
Yeah, that may be a time where we have to do something different in that spot, figure out what went wrong, and maybe go back to the drawing board on it. But sometimes that can be exciting too. We can help you get the right stuff that'll actually work in that spot and you'd be happy.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, we can add some color to our space. So you've got some beautiful options over here. I want to start where we're at. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love that purple that's popping. Tell us about this guy.
This one is nicknamed Lady Slipper, and it's based off of the way that actual bloom actually looks. It's part of the orchid family, so you can see some resemblance in that. We've got a few options in that in different colors. Really a great option if you're trying to bring some Easter color in early. Next to that, I brought in some oxalis, which is actually nicknamed Shamrock.
Oh.
So right in front of St. Patrick's Day, if you're looking to decorate some pots seasonally, or give a gift that makes sense this time of year for anybody who's having a birthday this time of year, giving them a little bit of luck, a little bit of shamrock. That's a cool option right there.
What a cute idea. I love that. And last but not least over here.
Yeah, both of those you've got in two different colors too. Like this is really a cool option to get that purple foliage and still get that effect. And look at this guy blooming like that,
this time of year. It really
beautiful.
pops against that dark purple hue that you've got down there. But you're right, it's so fun and festive for the upcoming holiday.
And talk about Easter colors.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right to your left, we've got African Iris, or Osteoporum, and those really push out beautiful colors, and you can see all the buds that are lining up ready to go.
They're gorgeous. They're almost pastel. So again, what a cute idea as we head into the spring. And a lot of people, they want kind of a showstopper. You've got some hanging baskets over here. These are a lot of fun. James, talk us through how we can use these.
Well, you gotta love geraniums. They handle a little bit more cold than the rest of the plants material that's out there, and they're easy to clean up. They reproduce blooms constantly. So if you're looking at a shepherd's hook that's empty right now, because I know you guys have them out there, you know, you hang that on that shepherd's hook and you're looking at a constant amount of blooms going forward, starting now to late into the fall.
Oh,
and
I love that.
This is just the first phase.
Yeah.
It's early. We brought some material in. We've got some really cool looking perennials on another table, but this is just the first phase. And pretty soon, I think in the next couple weeks, if the weather is appropriate, we'll start bringing in our tropicals, the hibiscus, certain things. So just keep us in mind in the next couple weeks. Check us out, call us up, we'll let you know what's new and exciting here.
Thank you so much, James. And I do have to point out, you know, it's almost spring when this little kitty comes on out for some sunbathing. Hey, baby, friends, don't go anywhere. We still have a lot of fun headed your way. We'll be right back here on Grand Strand today. Oh, you like this song?
Make your backyard the...
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big, big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this look to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire, and remind us of the good happening all around us.
It can save somebody's life.
Because we could all use a little more good in our day.
The Good Side, Saturdays, only on Local News Live. Check your local listings on localnewslive.com.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions. Tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
Welcome back to Grand Strand today, friends. We're live at Plants Direct here in Conway, and if you're ready to get your space prepared for the warmer weather, you guys have a little bit of everything. We covered a lot of plants in today's show, James, but I always love the gift shop because there are endless options to add just a little extra fun.
That is true. Yeah, we're not all outdoors. We do have an interior building that is our gift shop, and it represents a lot of the whimsical, a lot of the pieces that make it your own, that you can feature and be the finishing touch. I mean, like, what is a garden bed that's, you know, beautiful and has all these flowers if it doesn't have something that's a solar catcher or a wind spinner, just to prove that it's your actual bed, this is your home, and it's something that you can actually appreciate, you know, for time and season after season. And part of this whole operation that's inside here too, we do, like as I've always said, we have sales specialists that are willing to work with you hands-on, go over your quotes with you. Maybe Randy went out and did a consultation for you and you're interested and have questions about some of the material that was picked out. We can actually go over that material with you, go over your quote, make changes, or take you out onto the mats, onto the yard, and actually show you exactly the material that will be used on any of our projects that we use, even to the point where you can pick out your own material. You'll know that the best material gets into your yard because you picked it out. And that's a service that we provide to any of the consultations that we do. And that's important to us.
I mean, you take so much pride in what you do. Also, when setting people up for their space, you're making sure that that's going to be successful. You want to make sure they put it in a place where it can thrive. You're making an investment in your space, in a tree that you're going to have for many years to come. You want to make sure that you're set up for success.
No, that's a big part of us. We know it's very important to people at home. They want things to work. They take a lot of pride in their homes and what surrounds it. And we feel the same way. We care about your plant material and your home, hopefully as much as you do, and we want things to work out for you. So that's why we try to set you up for success.
You guys do such a good job with that. And while we were looking at some of these, I do want to mention, not only are they really cute and fun and you can show your personality, a lot of these are multi-purpose. So the little frog you're looking at right now, this is actually a solar light. So
yes.
Even at night, you can enjoy just how cute it is.
Yeah, during the day, you can enjoy the frog and, his whimsiness. And then like at night, after it's charged up, it'll light up a certain area of the garden bed to feature whatever palm you might have there, or maybe one of the lady slippers we saw, or the shamrock, just to light it up so you can see it at night, not just during the day.
That's so special. Before we go, James, please tell our friends when they can visit you here in Conway and at your Little River location.
Absolutely. So we are open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll have extended hours in the spring for April and May. And if you're interested in employment, we are trying to hire some specialists. So get in touch with us, and we'd like to talk to you.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you for having us, friends. We hope to see you right here at Plants Direct. I hope you all have a blessed day. We'll be back tomorrow to do it again, previewing the North Myrtle Beach St. Patrick's Day Parade. We'll see you then.
Or east of Lake City. This is where I definitely want you in your tornado safe place as this is moving off to the northeast. We just got an updated radar scan there and maybe tightening up that rotation just a little bit. as it's beginning to cross its way into extreme southern Florence County. So if you're in Lake City and just to the east of there, including over towards Lee Crossroads along Highway 341 and also Highway 378, want you to be in your tornado safe place. Notice this little notch kind of right in here. Notice how you have all these dark reds, but there's a little bit of a notch. Yeah, that kind of corresponds pretty much exactly with where we are seeing that area of broad rotation that does continue to move northeast at 50 miles per hour. Again, that rotation is fairly broad, but as we often see, these storms can kind of cycle through. The rotation will be broad, it'll then tighten up, it'll then broaden out. And it's when we tighten that we see that potential for or tornado developing. So if you're just tuning in, I've got Jace Passmore running the radar for me. Jace, come out just a little bit. Let's kind of get a big view of this warning so folks know exactly what we're looking at. And let's briefly switch over to reflectivity. And you can see there's that big line of storms coming into the PD right now. And this is the storm that we are concerned with coming into Lake City. Here's 378, here's 51. This is working your way into Florence. Florence, this storm is well south of you. You were not included in this tornado warning, but areas southeast of Florence and south of Florence are included all the way into extreme western sections of Marion County. But as we've been saying, it's this little notch right in here, in and around Lake City, that shows the greatest potential for rotation at this time, and that is working its way off to the northeast fairly quickly at around 50 miles per hour. Initially, there hadn't really been a lot of lightning with this storm. However, as we often say around here, as the lightning picks up, that's usually a good indicator that a storm is intensifying. And if you look closely there, quite a handful of lightning strikes within about the past 15 minutes. So this storm likely encountered the really warm, kind of humid and increasingly unstable air thanks to that sunshine we had this morning there across Florence County, tapped into that instability, and that is, excuse me, giving us some of that rotation. Now, the storm overall is kind of a line, not exactly conducive for a long-lasting tornado. So what we're looking at and looking for are the little kinks that show up in these lines. And one of those kinks, again, just on the south side here of Lake City. Even without a tornado, we could be looking at some winds gusting 50 to maybe 60 miles per hour, as there is a good bit of momentum in the atmosphere pushing these storms along. I'm going to also ask for somebody to bring me a cup of water. The pollen, it is killing me. But while we're on that, there again is that area of rotation just on the south side of Lake City. That's going to be crossing over 52 as we speak. Next up, it's crossing over Highway 341 and then eventually working its way over towards Highway 378. Thank you very much for the water. I'm going to send things over to Jace for just a second to kind of fill us in on what's going on. I'm going to drink some water, but we'll continue our team coverage with that tornado warning until noon as we head into Florence County.
Yeah, so that tornado warning right there just moving through Lake City. And notice, even down towards the south, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, tornado warning-wise, King Street not involved in this. But as I said, once we take a closer look, let me go ahead and if we could, can we get Weather 1 over here on the chroma key wall? And let me see if I can go ahead and maybe start drawing some stuff on here. Let me see if I can put on our magic track, if I can find it on here just real quick. Kind of in a tough radar hole. We're getting some feedback there. And ooh, there it is. So this is some very just broad rotation. You're not seeing anything really tight, which is good news, but this is still going to be some very gusty winds for places like Lake City. But notice how large that area of rotation is. And also you have to take into account, we're not really seeing what's happening at the surface. We're in between 2 or 3 radars, but nevertheless, if you live along Highway 378, is that 341 right there, Lee Crossroads, back towards Hannah, go ahead and get in your tornado safe spot. And then back towards Lake City, this storm has narrowly moved back towards the south. Definitely would not get out of the closet or that tornado safe spot just yet. And then look at this, we're starting to get maybe another area trying to develop just south of Pampico, just north of Highway 358. Now this warning goes until 12:15 and does include very little parts of Horry County. And Jamie, he's going to go ahead and throw on the areas of arrival: 1204 there in Hannah, Leo Schools 1201, 1157 in Lee Crossroads. Now, very important, if you're watching us on streaming, you're going to be a few minutes behind, so make sure Roku users, app users pay very close attention to this clock at the top of your screen, because you're going to be running maybe a minute or two behind. But you can see that area of rotation down towards the south, and this is starting to get intriguing as well. But good news is all this rotation looks very broad. I've been looking through a lot of data and not seeing any debris. But if you stop that right there, Jamie, you can start to see that little notch develop right here. So that's something we're going to watch. Here's the storm that sparked the tornado warning. Maybe it's trying to maybe do like a handoff where you start seeing the area of rotation start to move to the north, and then we're going to have to watch to see if that is going to develop as well. Something else intriguing, I guess, we're not seeing much in the way of hail, so that is good news. Just some gusty winds and, yeah, a possible tornado. But looking at velocity and everything else, we're not seeing, yeah, there's the hail size. We're not seeing any hail with this storm. That is very good news. But we're getting a lot of radar feedback right there. But, yeah, we're going to watch this notch now. This is something interesting. This is kind of paralleling the highway right there going out of Lake City. Here's 341. And then 378 back into Horry County, and then there's Johnsonville as well. So 378 right here, that rotation now just moving to the south and also towards the north of Prospect Crossroads. So let's make sure we are in our tornado safe spots there. And I don't know, I don't know what that is. That is just some very bad radar feedback. Oh man, kind of in a radar hole right there. But yeah, we're gonna, nope, those are all going towards the radar. So we're not seeing really any rotation up there. Those are all towards the radar. And really our area of rotation may just fall in this little radar feedback here. I don't know what could be causing that. But as I said, we are shooting very high into the atmosphere. We're probably seeing 10,000 feet above our heads, but you can see that area of rotation. Yeah, it's going to fall right there in that radar loop. But nevertheless, Highway 51 down towards the south, seeing some very gusty winds. That's going to parallel and eventually cross Highway 378 down towards 341 as well. These very light blues, that's probably 40 to 50, maybe even 60 mile per hour winds. So may not be seeing a tornado, but definitely don't ignore the straight line wind possibility as this storm continues to push off towards the northeast. Oh, there we go. There it is right there. Yeah, definitely not the look we had earlier. Earlier we had a much tighter little couplet, as we like to call it, but we're not seeing that now. And this is going to continue to push off to the northeast at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. This warning, 12:15. The latest radar scan, 11:59. So as I said, if you're on our streaming platforms, you're going to be running just a few minutes behind. That's very important to note. And Jamie, drawing that arrow, it's going to continue to push off here. And then notice the severe thunderstorm warning, very large. That's mainly for the damaging wind threat. Yeah, zooming out, you notice a very large severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, the tornado warning is important, but also if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning down towards the south of Johnsonville and you're maybe watching us, let's make sure we're taking our severe weather precautions, because those gusty winds can do just about as much damage as an EF1 tornado if you get caught in some of those heavier winds. Now, I have Chief Meteorologist Jamie Arnold. He's standing by over at the BAM. Jamie, what are you seeing?
Kind of agreeing with you there, Jace. Excellent job there with the radar analysis. As we've mentioning, you know, these storms, they tighten up, they broaden, they tighten up with that rotation. Optimistic here. Unless something changes, not nearly as concerned about this storm as we were. We just got off the phone with officials there in Florence County. No reports of damage. which is certainly some good news. I think at this point, the primary threat out of this line of storms is going to be maybe some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. That's going to be there on the leading edge. So heads up for you folks here in Johnsonville. Jace, did they allow the severe thunderstorm warning?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Now, is that moving from Charleston into the Wilmington CWA?
No, this is all still Wilmington. So what they did, the Wilmington National Weather Service office allowed the severe thunderstorm warning to expire, which is good news. So that gives me confidence we're probably going to see this tornado warning expire as well. Between that and the fact that we're seeing the storm not quite as potent as it was about 30 minutes ago, continues to be good news, but it's our policy to stay with these warnings as we work our way there. We do have our reporter Catherine Schreiner up in Marion County reporting some stronger wind gusts and some heavy rain there in southern Marion County, along with some lightning in that area. Again, not surprising. We've got a strong cold front moving through. We've got the heat, the humidity we've been dealing with all week. Not surprising that we would see those strong storms. Looks like we just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning here, Jace. I can see it flashing on there. Back out for us just a little bit. This one probably includes a pretty good chunk of Horry County. Northern Horry County now. So Conway into Longs under that severe thunderstorm warning. Does not include the city of Myrtle Beach. Here's the outline of that warning into northern Horry County. Now all of Marion County included in that severe thunderstorm warning, southern Dillon County and southern Robeson County. So the National Weather Service issuing a big warning on a big line of storms that is certainly packing a punch. We'll put the timeline here for you. Coming into Stuckey just in the next couple of minutes. Aner, as we head into 1224, that's because the northern edge of this storm kind of racing out a little bit. That's going to slip its way into northern Horry County into Aner as we head through about the next 20 minutes. Coming into Green Sea as we head into 1240, Loris closer to 1248. Again, this does not include any of the Grand Strand, but it does include Coastal Carolina University. It does include Conway. It includes all of interior Horry County. So Aner, Green Sea, Ketchuptown, all the way over to Loris, you are included within that severe thunderstorm warning, but it's this area in the tornado warning. And Jace, while you're on this view, switch over to velocity. I want to see if there's anything going on in that northern cell. Doesn't necessarily look like it, but I just want to double check here. Yeah, definitely some strong winds coming in here.
Through here. That was
right in there. That's going to be a wall of wind, probably an amazing shelf cloud blowing out ahead of that storm. That one's going to be working its way through northern Williamsburg County, southern Florence County. If you're down here around Gresham and Britton's Neck and Centenary in Marion County, some strong winds certainly looking likely for you, and that may try to head right on into interior Horry County. So we can see a lot of strong wind when we watch the velocity products, as we call it. But at this point, still not really seeing much in the way of any kind of significant rotation. So we may see this tornado warning allowed to expire, maybe even canceled early. But we do now have that severe thunderstorm warning that does include the northern half of Horry County. If we can, that's the Conway camera. Yeah, Jace, I'm going to actually have you work on that Conway cam, see if you can get us a nice view to the west. Probably going to get one heck of a shelf cloud out ahead of this thing. But if you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, let's kind of recap and reset where we are right now. Still have a tornado warning in place for northern sections of Williamsburg County and southern Florence County. That technically goes until 12:15, but as of right now, the rotation within that storm has weakened considerably. We do, though, still have that severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued for basically all of Marion County, the northern half of Horry County, not including the beaches of the Grand Strand, but does include Conway, Aner, Green Sea, back into the city of Marion, all the way down to extreme northern sections of Georgetown County. Right now, though, the greatest concern looks to be from straight line winds that are likely just starting to come into Johnsonville. Going to have to, radar picking up some really impressive winds in there. Now, again, as Jace mentioned, we're looking maybe 10,000 feet above the surface, but still, winds that strong. Yeah, that's pretty impressive with this storm. A little bit lower up here in Marion County, but still some 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts are enough to occasionally knock down some trees and some power lines. The tornado warning, it looks like, has been canceled here. So before we tune back over to WMBF News at noon, let's give one kind of recap on what we're looking at. And you can see that big severe thunderstorm warning now for the northern half of Horry County into Marion County. Jace is putting that storm track on there for you as we head through about the next hour. That's going to be coming into Ainer as we head into the next 15 to 20 minutes. Heads up for you there in Ainer and Gallivant's Ferry, the stump there in Ainer, and going to have some big time winds coming through. Green Sea as we head into 12:30. Loris as we head into around 12:45, and then after that, crossing over the border. Now, the tornado warning again has been allowed to expire. We're going to make some calls, check in with our reporters, see if we got anything, but at least for now, the immediate tornado threat has gone down. We're going to continue to watch this, though, with those severe thunderstorm warnings coming into Horry County. If you see any damage, make sure you submit those. You can do it right there on the WMBF First Alert weather app. That helps us. We submit that to the National Weather Service, and we all work together in these times of severe weather. For now, though, we're going to send things over to WMBF News at noon.
Your First Alert, WMBF News at noon, starts now.
Okay.
Where am I starting at?
We're both at the pod, but Jamie says we should just go straight to Jace.
Straight to
I'm fine with both of you at the pod, but
just get into it. Yeah.
What's going on?
It was bone on bone, and the orthopedic surgeon said, "You need surgery."
In the meantime, Governor Brian Kemp says he will continue to watch the markets for a few days before making a decision to possibly suspend Georgia's gas tax to offer some relief.
We also have not overreacted to something that potentially could be a short-term blip. So we're going to continue to watch things. I mean, oil prices shot up to $115 a barrel 48 hours ago, and now they're back down to 90.
If Governor Kemp does decide to suspend Georgia's gas tax, it will be the fourth time he has done so in his time as governor. In Cobb County, Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.
Thanks, Sarah. And make sure you stay with Local News Live for up-to-the-minute reports on all the top stories of the day. Just download our app. Search LNL in your app store.
32385. 843-983-2385.
Your First Alert, WMBF News at noon, starts now.
Now at noon, let's get straight to our meteorologist, Jace Passmore, with the very latest outside. What are people seeing and what do we need to know?
Yeah, so we just got out of that tornado warning. The National Weather Service has allowed that to expire, but we are still watching a severe thunderstorm warning. Gusty winds, probably 50 to 60 miles an hour. Now, this does include most of Horry County. I say most because that warning is not translated for places like Myrtle Beach, Little River, kind of clipping it. But this is the show. This is what sparked that tornado warning. The rotation was very broad, but now we've seen it just come into a straight line wind threat. And once we kind of zoom in a little bit closer down into this, if I could get, there we go, weather 2, kind of zooming in Marion to Ainer, that's a very heavy rain moving into Marion down towards Ainer, Conway. This is going to be on your head probably within the next 20 minutes. And once I put on the time of arrivals, let's go ahead and go through those. 12:12 in Ainer. Now remember, if you're watching us on streaming, a few minutes behind, but notice right over my shoulder here is the exact time. So make sure if you're kind of on those streaming platforms, you're paying very close attention. This is going to be coming into Pleasant Hill at 12:18, Tabor City, so just across the border border there at 1247, and then it should be out of our hair and moving towards Wilmington as we go throughout probably the next hour. This is moving at about 50 to 55 miles an hour. So yeah, we're still dealing with that. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for our entire viewing area, and this goes well back into Wilmington. And then we still have that tornado watch in effect as we go towards the south. Good news is once these storms start moving out, we will start seeing some of our counties dropped out of that severe thunderstorm watch. Now, on the other side of this, we have some very chilly temperatures. We'll talk about my full first alert forecast.
Thanks, Jason. Take out your phone and scan the QR code on your screen right now to download our free First Alert weather app. That's where you can stay in the know as our certified most accurate weather team continues to track the latest on those systems. It also comes with live radar that tracks the forecast wherever you are. It's also the only local weather app providing you with video updates. All right, new at noon, we now have the first alert to this man behind bars for a deadly Lumberton shooting. Police say Travis Hunt Jr. fired several shots from a car last night toward a group of people on Musselwhite Circle. Investigators say a stray bullet hit and killed 27-year-old Alexis Locklear. Hunt is charged with first-degree murder and is being held without bond. If you have any information about the shooting, call Lumberton Police. Also new at noon, we have a first alert update in a string of PD church burglaries. Florence County deputies arrested Frank Cooper and Carlos Burgess. Investigators say Cooper is responsible for several car and church break-ins along 8 different streets from February 19th through March 5th, while Burgess reportedly stole nearly $6,000 combined, breaking into a car and church on North Cromwell Street. Both are facing a slew of burglary charges and remain in jail with bond.
He was a wonderful child. He was the funniest person in our entire family.
Heartfelt words from the Myrtle Beach mother fighting to keep her son's accused killer behind bars. Crystal Sparkman launched a petition collecting around 600 signatures ahead of Ebony McCrae's next court date. He allegedly killed 18-year-old Grayson Myers last June while working at Peach's Corner on North Ocean Boulevard. A judge revoked McCrae's bond for 90 days in January after police say they found alcohol and guns in his home. However, Sparkman worries he could be released again in just 2 weeks.
He have gotten a bond that was less than the cash price on my son's funeral? Absolutely not. And for the judge to say you're going to sit for 90 days and if your attorneys can find somewhere for you to live, we'll revisit this and I guess possibly let him back out, which blows my mind.
McCrae's attorney did not respond to comment. A fight over missing rental car keys landed a woman in jail. Myrtle Beach police say 19-year-old Shamani Fulton fired 3 times after arguing with 2 other people earlier this month at the Ocean Crest Inn and Suites on Ocean Boulevard. Luckily, no one was hurt. Fulton is charged with assault and battery. This Florence woman is now charged in the death of a baby under her care. Police arrested 35-year-old Aisha Ford after a 4-month-old baby drowned in a bathtub on Waverly Avenue in December. Ford allegedly admitted to being on Benadryl and Xanax when it happened. She's charged with murder by child abuse and unlawful child neglect. A cyber tip led to a child exploitation arrest in Horry County. Deputies arrested 52-year-old Stephen Sherman after the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children flagged suspicious activity on 2 Google accounts. Investigators searched his home and say they found more than 8,000 files of child sex abuse material. Sherman now faces 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. The town of Atlantic Beach is now without a police force. The chief and only officer resigned after spending only 2 months on the job. Chief Joseph Cooper resigned in February and is the 3rd chief to leave in the past 2 years. Horry County Police are now patrolling the town and responding to calls. Some residents are concerned for their safety, while others, like Byron Fowler, believes that's never been an issue.
I feel safe. And I think it's a good area to come and visit. And I would tell people, I've encouraged even people in my neighborhood, I say, have you even visited Atlantic Beach in these years? You would not believe how much, it has grown, with all of the nice bigger homes that have been built down here.
Town Council will hold a special meeting on Monday to talk about a permanent solution. Meanwhile, the town of Latta will swear in the only 2 members of its police force today. Both come with controversial past. One of them, the former Atlantic Beach Police Chief Carlos Castillo. The town fired him for allegedly playing video games on duty and showing up late to work. Chief Dante Locklear, who has previously been fired and suspended from PD agencies, will also take the oath. The ceremony is at 4 this afternoon on Academy Street. A man is calling out a Myrtle Beach homeless shelter, claiming the food made him sick. Daniel Buchanan says he got food poisoning after eating beef stroganoff at a community dinner at New Directions. The CEO says they never had a food poisoning outbreak in its 13-year history, but Buchanan says the experience made him worry about his health.
We love having the free meals, but we don't want those free meals to send us to the hospital or put our health or potentially our lives in jeopardy.
New Directions disputes the allegation, saying about 75% of meals comes from local churches, and the Low Country Food Bank only found minor issues during random inspections. And Surfside Beach dropping a few breadcrumbs where the birds could soon land you in big trouble. Some town council members want to raise the fine and even tack on jail time if you break the town's bird laws. Right now, you can face a $200 fine for feeding geese, seagulls, and other birds. However, some council members say offenders simply pay the fine and continue breaking the bread. A proposal at Tuesday's council meeting would raise that fine to $500 and make it illegal to encourage flocking. One council member says they should also consider up to 30 days in jail. A resident we spoke with agrees something should be done.
It's the physical mess that they leave behind that is really an issue for me anyhow. I mean, I walk around the neighborhood quite a bit, and sometimes you have to dodge the bullets.
Council did not vote on the ordinance, but say they will hold a workshop at a later date. We're in the middle of a severe weather season. We're breaking down why Horry County lacks tornado siren warnings.
If you or any one of your...
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire, and remind us of the good happening all around us.
It can save somebody's life.
Because we could all use a little more good in our day.
The Good Side, Saturdays, only on Local News Live. Check your local listings on localnewslive.com.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The city of Loris is turning a corner after years of financial scrutiny. Back in 2023, a city councilman requested an audit, claiming nearly $1.5 million in hospitality tax funds were misused. Now the city's treasurer says Loris moved to a three-part approval system, putting multiple sets of eyes on every invoice. Mayor Mike Suggs says he expects the audit to wrap up soon.
Well, I'm sure the auditor is going to make some recommendations as far as bookkeeping. Hopefully we've addressed those now, and he'll find out that we're doing better now. But he's probably going to make some recommendations in that regard, I would imagine. And hopefully we can move forward in a positive way.
Once the audit wraps up, Loris will become eligible for federal and state grants once again. We're now getting video of damage after a tornado hit Aroma Park, Illinois. Footage from Chicago and Midwest storm chasers show homes destroyed from the storm on the east side of town. The tornado also tossed cars across the area. The video you're seeing on your screen shows how the storm ripped through the entire community. And those tornado warnings have some here in Horry County asking why we do not have tornado sirens. Horry County Emergency Management says the county's size makes it difficult to have a siren system. The county covers more than 1,200 square miles, and tornado sirens typically only reach about 1 to 2 miles. The agency says installing hundreds of sirens costs about $25,000 each, so it relies on smartphone alerts and, of course, the WMBF News weather app.
Now, your certified most accurate forecast from WMBF First Alert meteorologist Jace Passmore.
Alrighty, so we still have that severe thunderstorm warning. Might be hard for you to see, but we do have the information here. This will expire in about 25 minutes. So it expires at 12:45, and this does include Columbus County, Georgetown County, Horry County, and Marion County. Before we jump into radar and kind of take a deep dive, I want you to notice this is where our radar is. So it is still a little ways away from it, but it is starting to get a bit closer. Let's go ahead and dive on in. Really along Highway 76, Marion probably just picked up some very heavy rain and gusty winds. Ainer, this storm's about to start impacting you with some very heavy rain and gusty winds down towards Conway. Here in Myrtle Beach, we are outside of the severe thunderstorm warning, but we are expecting this line. You can see down towards the south. It's been kind of back building, so we are going to start to see some of that rain and also possibly some gusty winds push down towards the beaches over the next 30 minutes or so. But let me go ahead and put the time of arrival on here. This thing is scooting about 45 to 50 miles an hour, 1221 in Fair Bluff, 1229 in Cherry Grove, 1242 in Conway. That includes CCU, 1256 in Whiteville, and then notice 116 in Longs, and there's Carver's at 130. And this should start to move across the border probably within the next 30 minutes or so. Taking a live look from our Conway camera, if we'll just hold this shot 1 second, we should be able to get this to load. Let me hold on just a second. We had a pretty cool shot on that. We might come back to it, but nevertheless, let me go ahead and kind of map out what we're watching. I think most of this, if not all of it, is out of here by, I would say, between 1 and 1:30. This one specific model has been just spot on, placing the convection or the showers and storms across our viewing area and then having it move out of here very quickly with, maybe a few lingering showers, but anything behind this line of storms will remain sub-severe. So once we get all of this out of here, the severe weather threat is going to drop down to probably 0. And then notice, even into upstate South Carolina by 4 to 5 o'clock, we'll start seeing some clearing. But if you have any evening plans, you're good to go. But no, we could see maybe a couple more showers and also just socked in the clouds late this afternoon and into the evening. Now, something else I want to note is, our entire viewing area under that severe thunderstorm watch, that is set to expire at 5 o'clock this evening. Now, I think most of us will be dropped out of this severe thunderstorm watch well before 5 o'clock. Places like Bennettsville, Darlington, Hartsville, Florence, Lake City, Kingstree, I'm expecting those areas to start getting dropped out of this watch probably within the next 30 minutes. And they'll probably hold on to this watch as we go across the border. But notice that is outside of our viewing area. Yeah, that watch does include Myrtle Beach down to Murrells Inlet and Georgetown. But as I said, as that line ejects out of here, we are going to be good to go, and the severe weather threat will drop down to 0. Now, behind this, we're going to see some very chilly temperatures on Friday morning. Notice waking up in the mid to upper 30s across the PD, closer to that 40-degree mark here along the beaches. We'll have a look at your 7 and 10-day forecast. We'll talk about kind of what we expect coming in this weekend in just a few minutes.
The Alabama Theater. It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire, and remind us of the good happening all around us.
It can save somebody's life.
Because we could all use a little more good in our day.
The Good Side, Saturdays, only on Local News Live. Check your local listings on localnewslive.com.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions. Tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big, big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
Alrighty, let's get you one last look at radar. We'll deal with the 7 and 10-day forecast on WMBF News at 4. We still have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Horry County, and they just updated it. They have a confirmed report of at least a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust with this, and also maybe some pea-sized hail. Let's get you a look at those times of arrival. 12:35 in Conway. That includes CCU. 12:41 in Loris. 110 in Longs, 128 in Bolton, and then this should be out of here probably within the next 45 minutes to an hour.
Thanks, Jason. Today on WMBF News, a proposal to rezone residential property due to a history of flooding. A closer look at the plans moving forward when you join us 1st at 4. Thanks for joining us for your news at noon. We'll see you right back here at 4. Remember, you can stay up to date with new and developing stories and weather with the WMBF News app. Have a great afternoon.